Hello guys and welcome back to League One predictions yet again this week. We've now got predictions for the weekend games in the third division of English football. Thank you so much for your amazing support through the week. As always, I'm joined by Benjamin Bloom. How are you?
I'm good, mate. We were just saying before we started, it's Groundhog Day on these 3 game weeks, but very happy to be here. And a big salute to anyone who was at a League One game last night in utterly filthy weather across the country.
It was disgusting. If you're a League One fan, please do share your thoughts on the midweek results because we are recording this on the Wednesday, so it's the day after. Get your reactions in, and of course, give us your thoughts coming into this weekend's games where we've got some big games coming. Just a quick plug before we do get into the predictions. Myself and Ben on our respective channels will have Premier League predictions coming out today, and we've also got the Championship predictions for the weekend coming tomorrow. So please do make sure you're subscribed over here. It takes 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button and that first link in the description. If you've not already subscribed to Benjamin Bloom, then I don't know what you're doing. Get involved, and a massive congratulations on 40k, by the way, Ben.
Yeah, that's a turning 40 that I'm actually proud of, yeah?
Love it. Guys, we'll go for 1,000 likes as well. Once again, it just really helps the video perform well if you take 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up button. Here are the scores from midweek, where I managed to beat Ben by 1 point. But of course, because he beat me by 10 points the week before, I've still got a lot of catching up to do. Let's get into the predictions. We start with the Duff Derby. It's Huddersfield Town versus Barnsley. And we were just saying off camera, it's maybe not too popular with the Barnsley fans. And given this recent run of form, Ben, not going to be too popular with the Huddersfield fans at the moment.
Yeah, that away end is really going to want to get the win at the weekend, aren't they? Am I up first on this one, Matt?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
It's a hard one to call because Huddersfield are in such poor form, aren't they? So it's easy to, Barnsley, I think it's a bit draw happy recently. Yeah, 2 draws back to back, albeit against fairly decent sides, though. I think I'm going to go straight in with a grenade here and an away win. And what would that be? Would that be 5 in a row lost for Huddersfield? Incredible. Let's do it. Let's give the Barnsley away end a really happy Saturday lunchtime because it's 12:30. And we're going to say Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 2.
Oh, I love that. Diving straight in there. Do you know what, Ben? I'm tempted to go for the draw here, but just as you've gone for Barnsley, I'll go for Huddersfield, and it'll really maybe frustrate the Barnsley fans even more with Duff. Let's go for the Terriers to win this by 2-1, so I am flipping it. They both come into this on maybe frustrating results. Barnsley have drawn their last 2. Huddersfield have lost a few games in a row. Okay, losing 1-0 to Birmingham in midweek is not the end of the world, but I do think they've got the quality to bounce back, and with the home advantage, I will back Huddersfield, where they really do need a win. And if I remember correctly, Ben, this was a game in the it was about 10 years ago now, towards the end of the Championship season, where they both needed a draw to stay up, and it was level with the final few minutes to go, and they just passed it around their defences, and they both stayed in the Championship. I remember that game. I think it was 2-2. Huddersfield or Barnsley fans, do fact check that for me. I think that's right.
Smarten us up on that.
Yeah, there you go. We're going 2-1 either way. The next game, Ben, Peterborough United versus Stevenage. Now, just on paper, I would usually think I fancy Peterborough here, home advantage. They're a strong League One team. But looking at those results in midweek, Ben, Stevenage have just beaten Wrexham, and Peterborough took a 3-0 beating at Wigan Athletic. So it makes it really difficult. I'm not sure if it's a surprise win here, Ben, but I'm going to go for it. Peterborough 1, Stevenage 2.
That is sensational. Being you've stuck your neck out and been brave, I'll not be brave on this one. But we need to say, fair blooming dues, Stevenage. Hell of a win over Wrexham. But, and Matt and I have this with the likes of sort of Derby and Oxford in the Championship, where they're very good at home and 90% of the points tend to come there. And then away from home, a little bit less so. So I will be back in Peterborough to get the win. Never many goals in Stevenage games. So let's go Posh 1, Stevenage 0.
Okay, going for the 1-0 Peterborough win. There you go. Once again, we're going in opposite directions, guys. Do share your thoughts on Peterborough United versus Stevenage. I have a feeling we're probably going to be going in the same direction for the next one, Ben. Bolton Wanderers versus Shrewsbury Town. Just to pick myself up on something I said last time, I said that Shrewsbury were one of the teams that hadn't won yet. That wasn't correct. They did beat Leyton Orient 3-0, and someone pointed that out. So apologies. But the point I was making is they're still in the bottom four. They're struggling, and they did lose in midweek again, 2-0 to Stockport. They take on Bolton, Ben, and you were pretty close back in Bolton to win 3-1 at Northampton because they went on to win 4-2. They're really now flying with Ian Evatt, and surely you're going to go for the home win.
I absolutely am. Yeah, it seems so obvious what could possibly go wrong. Well, football could go wrong, but yeah, Bolton are winning. They've won 3 in a row. The shackles are off now. The goals are flowing. Bolton 3, Shrewsbury 0.
Yeah, and I will go for a bonus point with the same deficit. Bolton 4, Shrewsbury 1.
Love it.
Yeah, if they're capable of getting 4 in midweek away at Northampton, I think they're more than capable of doing it again at the weekend at home to this really poor Shrewsbury team that need a result pretty soon. Not looking great at the moment for them, but we're both back in Bolton. The next one, Ben, interesting. Burton Albion v Bristol Rovers. We've both been a bit cautious of going for Bristol Rovers recently with their poor run, but I went for the wild card. I went for them to beat Charlton in midweek, and it paid off. But they actually won 3-2. I think I only went 2-1. And they take on Burton, who are still winless. They lost 3-1 to Reading on the Tuesday night. I'm up first here, and I think I'll go with Bristol Rovers to maybe follow up another win. Get another win after midweek. Do I think Burton score? No, I'm going to go Burton 0, Bristol Rovers 2.
Well, that's a scribble for me. I'm going to follow you onto the Bristol Rovers positivity. So I will add a goal onto Burton, and because that would be 9. I think I heard a really silly statistic that in like 3 seasons running or something, Burton haven't won any of their first 7 games. Is that right? Someone fact check me on that. Something crazy like that. They're the Coventry of this league, man. Yeah. Never win at the start of the season. Yeah. So you've taken the 2-0, which I liked. So I'll go Burton 1, Bristol Rovers 2.
Yeah, the 2-1. Yeah, share your thoughts, guys. We're on board with the gas this week after that great win against Charlton. Speaking of Charlton, they are up next, Ben. And just when you need an easy fixture to get off a losing run, they've got Birmingham City at home. Now, I believe they've already played in the Carabao Cup, which Birmingham did win as well. Not sure how much bearing those kind of games have on these ones, but either way, Birmingham City are flying. They got another win in midweek. It was only 1-0 against Huddersfield. I don't know if you saw, I think it was Stansfield. No, it was Alfie May actually had a criminal miss from about 2 yards out.
It would have gone in the far corner, wouldn't it? Yeah,
I think it was going in anyway. So Birmingham City, still winning just based on the results in the last couple. They've just been winning by 1 goal. And I wonder if you'll go with the same narrative here, because you're up first here, Ben. Charlton v Birmingham.
Yeah, it just feels like with Birmingham, you're just going to have to randomly guess when they're eventually going to not win. So it makes all the sense. It's 7 wins in a row. You say it was a single goal victory, but then, it could have been a lot more, even aside from that Alfie May incredible miss. So I'm just going to continue back in Birmingham, Matt. It just feels like the smart thing to do. Charlton 1, Birmingham 3.
Wow. Okay. So do you know what? I mean, you've been brave this season and dared to back Birmingham to lose 1 game, and I haven't yet. And I want to be brave. I want to be brave, but Ben, I'm not sure. I just
on a horrible run as well, aren't they?
That's the thing. The circumstances will have to be right for when I decide not to go with Birmingham.
But that's not when they'll lose. They'll randomly lose 1-0 at home to Burton and have 35 shots. That's what will happen.
That's a very good point. And it's also, I would also think it's quite typical if Charlton just suddenly got one of those 1-0 wins. Yeah. But no, I will wimp out and go for the away team. I'll go by 1 goal again. Charlton 1, Birmingham 2 is my prediction here. Yeah, Birmingham fans, look, we are hot on you this season. I do wonder, will I eventually go for them to lose? I'm going to have to at some point, but not just yet. The next game, Ben, is Exeter City versus Cambridge. Cambridge just can't catch a break at the minute. It looks like they were close to getting a 0-0 draw in midweek until Rotherham snatched it right at the end, 1-0. And that was Rotherham's first away win in 693 days.
Wow.
That is incredible, isn't it? Exeter City, they've been good. A good win against Leyton Orient in midweek, actually. 1-0 away winners. And I'm on board the Exeter train here. Not just because Cambridge have been poor, but I have a feeling Exeter City are having a good little run at the moment and could be a surprise package up there come the end of the season, maybe. I'll go for Exeter 2-0.
Yeah, it's hard to back anything other than Cambridge losing. Like Shrewsbury, nobody has lost 7 games except Cambridge and Shrewsbury, and they are rock bottom of the table. Also, when you get to this point in the season, it's a long old trip down there as well, isn't it? And I think it's going to be a long trip back. Matt, did you take the 2-0?
Yes.
I hope I'm wrong. Cambridge fans, come Monday morning, fine, comment me. Exeter 3, Cambridge 0, sorry.
Well, yeah, based on, like I say, the trajectory at the minute, I don't think that's too outrageous. If we do have any Cambridge fans watching these videos, and I'm sure a lot of them just want to switch off from League One right now, please do share your thoughts. Give us some insight and when you think it could turn around, or do you think it really is going to be like this throughout the season, because already they just look defeated, don't they? Okay, this is an interesting one, Ben. Lincoln City versus Leyton Orient. Lincoln, the first team to not let Blackpool beat them this season since Steve Bruce has been in charge. They got a dramatic 1-1 draw, which was actually quite frustrating for me because I'd gone 1-0 Blackpool. So if they'd not done that, I'd have had some extra points. And I think they did it with 10 men as well, so credit to them. They take on Orient, and after Orient have lost in midweek to Exeter at home, I think Lincoln have got to be made favourites, Ben. Over to you.
Yeah, I think I'm a couple of weeks behind you on Lincoln, so fair play to you. And that's a brilliant draw last night, like you say, with the 10 men. And the keeper up for the corner at the end for the equalising goal. You love to see it. So, yeah, I know Orient have had a few good results lately, but you'd be mad not to go on Lincoln on this one. Think quite low scoring generally in terms of we're thinking 0s and 1s. So I will take the 1-0. Lincoln 1, Orient 0.
Yeah, it's not a scribble, but it's similar. I'm going to go for the Lincoln 2-1. But yeah, I agree. I think Lincoln, narrow win, quite low scoring. So yeah, we're similar in a way there. Share your thoughts, guys. I mean, Lincoln City, we did say before that Blackpool game, could they be a surprise package up there this season? And yeah, I've got to say, it is a really good draw away at Blackpool, who've been in such good form recently. Another team in great form, Ben, are Mansfield Town, and they now take on Blackpool. This is a really difficult matchup, and I'm actually gutted that I have to predict first here, because I'd love to know what you have to think on this one. I'm really struggling here, Ben. I mean, Blackpool still undefeated under Steve Bruce. They're flying, but you cannot ignore this run from Mansfield. They won 2-0 in midweek. Okay, they were playing Crawley, who've gone off it quite a bit, and now they've lost their manager. Oh, I don't want to sit on the fence here, Ben, so I'm going to have a winner. And I think after having a delay to the train is going to be back on track. Blackpool 2-1.
Well, the thing you're not considering about the Steve Bruce train is that once you get on it, they lock the doors. It's very, very hard to get off it.
You can't get off. Yeah.
You can't get off. And it should have been another win, shouldn't it? I know Lincoln are a good side, but when you're into stoppage time defending that 1-0 lead. But yeah, let's just say fair bloody dues Mansfield on over 2 points per game after only one defeat. I will double you up. And being we're having a bit of fun here, I'll take a bonus point here and go for, you know exactly what I'm about to do. Mansfield 2, Blackpool 3.
You love it. That is such a good shout. Actually, the more I think about that sounds like a really realistic bonus point as well, because we've said with Mansfield, both teams usually score. I know that wasn't true in midweek, but as we said, Crawley have not been great at the minute. And going for Blackpool as well. Yeah, I like that. Share your thoughts in the comments, guys. Okay, next up, Rotherham United versus Reading. I'm pleased you're going first for this one, Ben, because once again, I'm not 100% sure what to think. Rotherham, as we said, congratulations, their first win in, about 2 years on the road, because they've struggled for away wins while they've been up in the Championship, Ben. So they ground it out at Cambridge. They take on Reading, and Reading got a good win against Burton, and that followed up what was a good win against Huddersfield the week before. Oh, I don't know. What are you saying, Ben?
Well, Rotherham has been a hill I've been prepared to die on, and I've fallen flat on my face a few times, haven't I? So I'm going to change my stance now on Rotherham. They're not as good as I expected them to be this season. I'm not sure they'll end up down where they are in 17th, but, I was expecting them, challenging the top two. So let's go for Reading to get something. There's going to be chances in the game with the two managers. Do you know what? Let's go for Desmond. Rotherham 2, Reading 2.
Yeah, I like that, Ben. And once again, we're thinking similar because I'm going for the draw. Not as exciting. I'm going for the 1-1 here. I could definitely see a 2-2. I think Rotherham have been a little bit cagey this season, though. So maybe like a frustrating draw. You did feel like there was a big sense of relief for Steve Evans with that late goal for Rotherham in midweek. They had to win that. We said they needed to. Can they follow it up here? We're going for them to make it 4 points this week. So share your thoughts in the comments, guys. The next one is Stockport County versus Wigan Athletic. Could this be deemed a little bit of a derby, Ben? I'm not sure. Would you call this a Lancashire derby potentially?
Oh, I will bow to the super. They get very prickly about this, fans of teams, if you mischaracterise something as a derby. So Stockport and Wigan fans, smarten us up. There's so many up in that part of the world. Just when we've been covering the Championship, and you get Blackburn, Preston, Blackpool and Wigan, I think we all had in the same season, didn't we?
And there's a fine line between calling it a derby and a rivalry, actually, as well.
Very much so.
Who's up first here, Ben? It's me.
You, mate. Yeah.
Do you know what, Ben? I'm just going to dive straight in with a 0-0 because Stockport, good for a clean sheet. Wigan keep getting clean sheets.
5 in a row?
Yeah. See, I think... when I say 0-0, I'm not saying it's that neither of them are good enough to score. I think they're going to cancel each other out. I think they're both really good at the minute. 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, I like 0-0. I think Wigan are in slightly better form than Stockport, and very rarely will I back against Stockport at home. But being as you've taken the 0-0, I suppose it could be 1-1. But let's back Wigan. Let's go for a 6th straight clean sheet. Stockport 0, Wigan 1.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Wigan Athletic have put a run together. And once again, it feeds into that argument that this is such a competitive league because just when you think, all right, we've got 12 strong teams, up comes another one and you're like, okay, we've got 15 teams competing for the playoffs. Honestly, it's very open. And they both got a win in midweek. Stockport, as I said, beat Shrewsbury. Wigan beat Peterborough. Do share your thoughts on that one. Ben, over to you for Wrexham versus Northampton. What are you saying?
I'm saying that the momentum has just dropped off a little bit for Wrexham, hasn't it? And we knew it was going to be a difficult little run, but it's 1 win in 4 now, and they haven't scored in the last 2. Northampton are low in the table, aren't they? But they're a blooming nuisance. If this game was at Sixfields, maybe I'd be throwing a grenade in, but being as we're going to Wales, then I'm going to go for the Wrexham win. But let's make it not easy. Maybe this is a late goal. Wrexham 2, Northampton 1.
Yeah, not a bad prediction. I think you called a Wrexham 2-1 against Crawley a week or two ago, and that was a very good prediction because that came in. Very good point. Wrexham, their last couple of results have not been the same. I think we said going into the Stevenage game, it was a decisive one on how to look back on those last 2 results. And now we can say it's only 1 point in 2 and no goals scored in those 2 as well. As for Northampton, though, I mean, they can continue to confuse us. They lost 4-2 to Bolton.
And Matt as well. I think that was 4-0 and they scored twice right at the end. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on that.
No, you're right. I think it was 2 in stoppage time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need points, Ben, so I'm going to go for another bonus point.
Oh, I love this.
Wrexham need a reaction. 4-1 to Wrexham.
I thought you were going to go all in on 4-2 then, but 4-1 is still good fun, mate.
I'm just trying to be careful. I'm putting 5 goals because I think, going for 6 is a little bit braver and I need points. I'll go for 5. Apologies, Northampton fans. But like Ben said, conceding 4 in midweek at home, it's very capable. It's very possible they could do again away at Wrexham, who, like I say, haven't scored in the last 2, but maybe there'll be a reaction now. So that's what I'm going with. And then the final game, Ben, is Wycombe v Crawley. Wycombe Wanderers, decent draw at Barnsley. They're still hanging around the playoff picture. They're always a sort of top half League One team. As for Crawley, had a few concerns. Now the manager's gone as well. The form is really dropping off. I'm going to end strong here. Wycombe 3-0.
Yeah, I feel you're raising the temperature for potential bonus points here. And Wycombe, I think, am I right in saying this? I think Ali and George said it on Not the Top 20, have scored 2 goals, exactly 2, in every single game.
Wow.
Which doesn't really work well for a bonus point, does it? So we'll go for them to break that habit, and we'll give Ali and George some credit for the stat. Let's go for a 4-2. I just mentioned it for you. Sorry, we're a bit down on Crawley now. We're expecting a bit of a horrible slip slide into the bottom of the table now. Wycombe 4, Crawley 2.
Oh, Ben, raising the roof off this place. There you go. We're both going for 2 bonus points this week. Like you say, we're raising the temperature in here. It's getting a bit hot. There you go, guys. I mean, when you do your predictions in the comments, do feel free to chuck some bonus points in there. I mean, we could play it safe and just go for loads of 1-1s and 2-1s, but let's have a bit of fun because there are sometimes some wild results. Ben, that wraps up League One predictions for another week, and we're getting towards the end of this crazy week.
Amazing. I'm just thinking, Matt, let us know, guys, in the comments. I'm thinking Boxing Day wildcard week and chance to pick up some... it's always mental on Boxing Day, isn't it? And Boxing Day and the last day of the season. I think, get your suggestions in. We should have some kind of wild card week where maybe it's, what do you reckon? 3 or more goals for a bonus point that week or something?
Ooh. Well, Ben, considering I'm trailing, I'm definitely going to take you up on that.
Well, to get some suggestions in. It's a bit more sensible than suggestions for the Steve Bruce train anyway, which is on course and flying. That doesn't need any help, does it, the Steve Bruce train? But yeah, let us know about a possible Boxing Day wild card. I don't know if you're up for that, Matt, but I'm interested to hear what the watchers have got to say.
Yes, yeah, that's a really good idea, actually. Yeah, to the viewers, because I know we get loads of good viewers in here. If you've got any suggestions on how you think we could spice things up, feel free to let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And yeah, once again, a massive thank you for your support, guys. Once again, a massive thank you for Ben's support doing these videos. Please make sure to subscribe to Benjamin Blue. Go on, I'll give you 5 seconds now to hit that subscribe button on Ben's channel. And like I say, make sure you're subscribed here as well. So you see our League One predictions every week. And even though it's the international break next week, Ben, we will be back again. I know a lot of the games get called off, but we'll be here and we'll be doing our Premier League check-in podcast as well, won't we?
100%. I thought you were going to do the parent 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown then. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, but like I say, guys, please do get involved. And yeah, that wraps it up for now. We've got Premier League predictions coming out on our channel later today. We will see you then. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.